What's up guys, Shawnthebro here, and in today's episode of the fighting game tutorial series, we are going to be going over install, powered up states, and buffs, whatever you want to call this, part 1. So in this episode, we want to use a command or press some button to trigger an action in which we power up. So this could mean a lot of different things. This could mean powering up in terms of doing more damage. It could mean getting more abilities, dealing more hit stun, all these different things. So essentially, I am going to create a command that requires me to have meter, half my meter, my super meter. And if I block and press my medium attack, I will go into my install state. In today's episode, we're going to be going over triggering it, adding an animation, doing the duration of the install. But in the next episode, we will go over extra damage, hit stun, all these different things. So let's get our meter up by dealing some damage. And actually, it would be better for us to take some damage. Alright, here we are. And so now we should have above 50 meter. So I should be able to block and press my medium attack to go into my install state, which is this crazy shaking animation that the mutant has. And now I'm in the install. You can't notice anything different right now. That's because nothing different is really happening. We've entered the state. Everything on the back end is set up. I'm going to go to my world outliner and look at my mutant BP. I'm going to search for it, mutant. BP1, this is the character I'm controlling right now. And so I can search for install. And you will see all this pertinent data. So you'll see the total install duration, the remaining install duration, and is install active. So if install is active, we are going to drain our remaining installed time. This is the total install time. Once this reaches 0, the install is going to stop. So let's go ahead and use the cheat full super all that we implemented. And now I can execute my command. At the end of the animation, is install active is being set to true, and then the remaining install duration is decreasing. Now, as the install duration reaches 0, the is install active is going to be disabled because the install is no longer active. Makes perfect sense. So anyway, guys, that's what we're going to be going over today. Again, we have a lot more to do with the install, but we're going to go over the setup, the duration, and exiting the state today. Now, if you want to get caught up in the series, you can click on this playlist in the top right corner right here, and it'll show you every single episode of the fighting game tutorial series, from our attacks, hitboxes, multiplayer, whatever you can think of. Alternatively, if you don't care about that and you just care about the install or powered up state, you can click on this episode right here, which is where we went over super moves, which is in the same sort of area as install and buffs. And you could see how to make cinematics with your powering up if you want to do that on your install as well. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. This is a code and blueprint tutorial series, and specifically we're going to be starting in the code today. So let's go to Visual Studio, and we'll go to fightertemplate_character.h. So this is our base character. This is where all of our characters inherit from, and we want to add behavior in here for the install. So the first thing we are going to need is our total install duration. This could be a float for time, or it could be an integer for number of frames. Either one will work, and I can show you how to do both. It's a very simple change if you change your mind, but for now let's start with a float. I'll show you that method since it's already set up in the series. So the first variable we need is our total install duration. Again, that is a float right now. And I've made it uProperty, edit anywhere, blueprint read write with a category of install. We don't need to actually access it or edit it in the blueprint right now, but it would be really useful for special effects or displaying this data on a widget like the command list in the future. If you want to, you could actually use this variable. So I'd recommend putting it that way. If you're unsure if you're going to use it in the blueprint, there's a good chance that we will. So I'm going to go ahead and just set it up as uProperty, edit anywhere, blueprint read write. Now, directly under that, we want to mirror this, but with the remaining install duration. So the total install duration is basically how long the character's install or powered up state will be. In the example before, you saw that it was set to 15. That stands for 15 seconds if you're running at 60 FPS. The remaining install duration is quite literally how much of the install with our powered up state is still left. Because we may have 15 seconds to start, but of course that's decreasing over time. We need to keep track of how much is left. So this has the same U property. It is also a float, and I've called this one remaining install duration. Now let's scroll down to our booleans, and I'm going to make one to determine if the install is active or not. So I have bool is install active. It's got the same U property as well, edit anywhere, blueprint read write, with a category of install. So all three of those variables have the same U property. This is a boolean, is install active, and it means if the install, the powered up state is currently active, we're going to set it to true. If not, we're going to set it to false. It gets set to true at the end of the animation, and it could get set to false either when the timer runs out, like we're doing, or you could have another animation for powering down and set to false at that point. And at that point, we have all the variables we need to continue. So let's go to our fighter template character.cpp and scroll down to the constructor where we set all the default values for variables. I put all my install variables together here at the end, so we want to reset them or just set them to our default values really. So is install active is false by default. The character does not spawn in and they're not in their powered up or buff state. The total install duration I've set to be 15 seconds. This could be overridden for each character, so characters could have different install durations. One character might have 30, one might have 10. Could depend on your wants and your needs for your game. And then I'm setting my remaining install duration to the total install duration. You could also set this value to 0, but we're never going to use that remaining install duration unless is install is active. And since it's not active when the character is spawned, what we're doing here is basically just setting up the remaining install duration for the first time that the character enters the install. And so I like this method a little bit more, but you could set it to 0 and just set it to the install duration when they actually activate their install. That's fine too. And now our variables are set up correctly. Let's scroll down to our tick function. For me, it's all the way at the bottom. And pretty much right at the top, right under the super : tick, I've added this, but really anywhere in this top if statement will work. I've just added it here for convenience so I can find it easily. And what we want to do is check to see if the install is currently active. If it is, we want to decrease from the remaining install duration until it reaches 0 or goes less than 0. And we want to deactivate the install. The power up is done. The character is ready to return to the regular state. So, first thing we need to do is check to see if install is active. So if is install active, simple enough. And we're only doing any install logic if it's active. If it's not, we're just ignoring everything. But if it is active, we're going to go in here, and we want to check to see if the remaining install duration is greater than 0.0f. If it is, it means we have install duration remaining, so we still want to be decreasing from it. We're not stopping the powered up state yet. So if this evaluates to true, we are going to decrease the remaining powered up state duration. So remaining install duration minus equals delta time. That's the time that is passed into tick. And delta time, by the way, is how much time has passed since the last tick. This is why it's really useful if we do use timers instead of frames. Tick will keep track of how much actual time has passed. This works perfectly fine with frames as well, and a lot of our logic is built on frames, but I'm just showing you both methods. Else, if the remaining install duration is less than or equal to 0, that means our install is essentially finished. We have run out of time, and so we have to deactivate it. So we're resetting that powered up behavior. So we're going to set is install active to be false, so it doesn't keep running into this behavior. And then we're going to reset remaining install duration to the total install duration for the next time. And that's pretty much all we need in the tick to actually activate and deactivate this. So now let's launch our game again with our new changes, and let's see what we can do in the blueprint. Alright, the editor is back open. So now we want to go and get an animation for our install. So I have one here called mutant install. And that is this crazy animation you saw earlier, where he's kind of shaking with power, is the thought. So there you go, that's the animation. We can go into our library BPs and go to my mutant command data and make sure we add a new command for the install. You could bind this to a button Just like with some of our other attacks, you might have a button that's for your install if all characters can do it, but I made it a command for my mutant specifically, so I just added a new command to the data table called activate omega form. I added one input type of medium attack, press, not required to charge, and it comes from the blocking state, just like our blocking reversal did. Set the required meter to 0.5, or half my bar. Max frames between inputs is 1 because it's only one input, so I don't need to be checking multiple frames. Can't be held for any frames, can't cancel, can't auto combo. Description is enter the omega form install buff powered up state. And let's change the character class to mutant. I'm letting this startup active in recovery be handled automatically, although it's not needed for the install anyway, so leaving them as 0 is actually fine. And I don't have a video for it yet. But that is my command. So now we want to go to our animation blueprint. And this AnimVP is crazy. Has been. I've been working on cleaning it up in the back end, but forgive me for now. We're going to keep using this method as we keep implementing things for now. And so my install and powered up state is right here. So first things first, we're going to right click and add a state, and we're going to call it our install. I already have one, so I don't need this new one that I made. It has no events on it or anything like that. It's a simple state. Now let's go into the install and power up. And I have my mutant install animation here. That's the one I was just showing you. I've added it here. I've set it not to loop, so it only plays the one time. Now we can go back to the graph. And again, this for me is coming from the block state. There's no real reason to do that. You could go from any state you want. I'm just running out of commands in the series without making them more and more complex, and so to debug them and to test them, I try and keep them simple. And I haven't used almost any attacks or commands from my blocks, so that's why I'm doing it this way. But however you want to do it, if you want to bring it from idle into your install, that's perfectly fine. Just go to idle to install instead of this. I'm going to go from manual block to install. So anyway, manual block to install, right here I've added a transition rule, so just draw a line between these two and we can go into the transition rule. It is very simple. It's the same as all my other commands. So I have my character reference, I get my list of commands, I get the index of the command in the data table, or really in the array, but the array is filled from the data table, which my install command is index 27. Then I break the command and see if the player has used it. They used it if they pressed the medium attack while they were blocking and they had 50% of their super meter. Now, at this point, we can enter the install and powered up state. When we do that, we want to trigger a start install transition event. We have things like start attack transition, and we have one for start super transition. This is really no different. We have some unique behavior here, but a lot of it is going to be shared. So just go ahead and go to the start transition event, type start install transition like I have here. Go into your event graph and you can search for start install transition event anim notify. In here I'm calling start attack transition that anim notify, because while the install is different from the attack, we still want to do everything that's related to the regular attack transition. This is the same one that you've seen me use all throughout this series, so if you've been following, you'll know what this is. But we can actually call an anim notify directly, so I can say anim notify start attack transition. And instead of using the event, we use the call function one, and you'll get this node here. That's what we want here. So that will do everything in the start attack transition. So everything that's in here, it's going to be done when we call the install one. So anyway, going back to this, I'm going to call that here. Once I've called that, I also want to freeze the other actors, like with the super move. I hadn't decided if I want to do a cinematic effect for this yet. We can definitely add it later in the series, in another install episode. But I still want to freeze the other actors so they couldn't move at this time. This will also freeze things like the timer and background objects and projectiles as well. And this is a function we made for the super move. So if you want to check out how this was made, you could check out the super episodes. But if not, we can just use our character reference. Get that. And we can call freeze other actors because that is from our base function library. But it requires an actor that is getting ignored, and that's going to be our character. And lastly, I'm calling another function from our base function library, which is set HUD visibility. And I'm setting it to false so that during the install power up, the HUD disappears. So that is my start install transition. Let's go back to the state machine. For me, I don't have any way to cancel out of the install or anything like that, especially since the other actors are frozen. This is pretty safe, but the install does have to return to whatever state we want to, and for me, I want it to return to the idle state once it finishes. So I have an arrow drawn from install power up to idle, and here's my transition rule for that. So I have made an automatic rule based on sequence player and state. Essentially, once the animation finishes, if it can't go anywhere else, it will automatically take this transition. You'll see there's nothing in the rule. So as soon as we're done with the animation, we're good to go. We can transition back to idle. If I scroll down and look at the events, I have an end install transition. So when we are returning to idle, we also want to call an event. And let's go back to the event graph and fill this out. So again, mine is end install transition. So I can search for end install transition, and I want the event anim notify. I'll get this node right here. At this point, I'm going to call anim notify end attack transition, and to do that, you can do end attack transition, and we want to do the call function one right here. Then I want to unfreeze all my actors. Again, I can ignore the character reference because the character reference was never frozen. So unfreeze other actors and pass in the character reference. Also, I'm going to set my HUD visibility to be true. We want to make the HUD visible again because the install sequence is finished. We want to go back to normal fight. So set HUD visibility, set it to true by checking the box. And then lastly, I want to set is install to be active on the character once they finish this animation. That's how we can start ticking and taking away from their remaining duration. So character reference, drag off a bit, set install active, and check the box, plug it in, and you're good to go. Your install will now be active. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode on setting up installs, powered up, and buff states. We're going to be going over a lot more of this in the future, you don't have to worry. But this is our first step in doing that, and I'm very excited to do so. If you enjoyed this episode and it helped you out, then please subscribe. It does more for myself and the series than anything else you can do, and you can stay up to date on all the episodes I release weekly. I want to give a huge shout out to my YouTube membership, Patreon, and Discord supporters who help support me and provide love to this channel. Thank you guys. You guys keep this series alive, and I really appreciate it, so thank you so much. If you had any issues with this tutorial or any of my tutorials, feel free to join the Discord community. I would be happy to help you, and the support is completely free. Anyway, guys, that's all I got, so thank you so much for watching. I'm Shawnthebro, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.